Hello, Countsake here, back with another live stream. Yeah. So, give me a second here. I'm getting things started. Just yeah, I'm I'm very awkward, okay? Forgive me. Anyway, so just give me a moment and I'll be ready to start, like a few seconds. All right, get my get a drink of water right now, and I believe we should be able to start. Water tastes delicious. Well, water doesn't have taste, so water doesn't have taste. So what am I saying? Anyway, so I would like to apologize for the issues regarding the whatever happened last time. My internet is terrible, and I forgot to plug in my laptop because it's going to be. Let me go ahead. Let me go ahead and do that. There we go. Okay. So, basically all that was done is that I just basically finished up I finished up. Why are there ants everywhere? Okay. Ants. Never mind. Okay. Well, if anything, I basically managed to create the entire edit. Okay, yeah. I also added a little notification that says, "Hey, you have to double tap the escape button to actually stop editing the guy this thing." So, all right. So if you wanted to, you could switch around some stuff. You can, if you wanted to, you can't. If you try to do something like this, it doesn't work. If you try to do it to A1, there's already a vertex connected between them. However, if you do A1, it just kind of doesn't really. You have to switch it here, and then you have to do A1. There we go. There we go. See, as you can see, you can actually do this. So then at the second point, you could take it like A0, and then this one could be A1 again. Yeah, just something like that. This is the basic idea. So making it directional also is also part of is also something that is a part of what is it? It's also a part of graphs. Some graphs can have directional, meaning like if I was to start on this vertex, I won't be able to go this way because this arrow means that I can only go this way from here to here. I can only go that way. However, as you can see, if I was to be on this vertex, I can't go anywhere because, well, there's nothing to do. However, as you can see here, if I was to add this vertex, you would actually be able to travel along this edge and go to this point, but you can't go down to A or A0. That's just kind of how directional works. I mean, of course, I could if I wanted to. I could also I could switch it around, and then you'd end up being stuck there. And well, it would be like this. You can either go here or you can go there and back and forth, whatever. But if you go down here, you're now going to be stuck at A. So yeah, that's kind of how the directional stuff works. Now, there's something I believe that I would like to actually implement. I just remembered it. It's because it's a bit difficult to actually be able to tell if what direction you're going to move a vertex in. That is a pretty big problem I noticed. Because yeah, you need, like, for example, you're not given. Why is there ants? You're not given a. You're not given. Okay, you know what? I'm a little. It's in my monitor or something. I hope not. Go away, ants. No one likes you. Okay, this is rather awkward. There's so many ants. Might really have to, yeah, I might have to do something about that. But I'm live streaming right now. All right, I guess I might as well go back to what I was doing. So yeah, now this is a bit of a something that bothers me quite a bit. In Unity, the XY axis is not really correct. What do I mean by that? I mean that the X and the X is on the wrong side. It should actually be on the right, not on the left. Because when you look down from the Z, when you look down on the, let me just use it using this thing up here. When you look down from the Z like this, that it should look like this. However, it looks like this. It's the other way around. So technically, Unity doesn't follow the convention, and well, it actually is the opposite of what it should be. I don't really know why that is. It's just like that. I don't know why. And well, I mean, it probably would get some people angry, especially since this program is intended for anyone and everyone. However, it's not really my fault. It's really just because of Unity. Well, what I could do if I really, really wanted to was to actually, is to just have Unity change it to the opposite X position, which is something I might consider doing, but I have to do a lot of fixing now that I would have to do a lot of fixing to do that. Yeah, but yeah, I tried doing that with the Minecraft Ride program thing. It did get me quite a bit confused, but I think that this isn't much of a, you know what? Let's go ahead and do it. We'll do it. I believe it's not too big of a problem. It's not like it relies very heavily on this. So I guess I might as well actually work on it. So rather than doing this, we're going to do, when we edit the X position, we want it to be the opposite. We want it to be the opposite. Now this does get some of it, probably does get quite a bit of it already. However, we need to also remember that when we create a vertex, it's not just it's not just this stuff. You also need to fix displays. When you there's a lot of stuff that needs to go into this. So when we, for example, when we go in the graph builder, we actually need to, whenever we put the position of the, whenever we want to set up the v-edit panel, what we want to do is we can't actually do it like this. We actually need it to be the opposite. So yeah, this is quite a bit of a major thing because it actually really needs to be like that. And oh my gosh, there's even a lot more because we have to go back into the UI manager. There's a lot of stuff that has to go into this. So where is it? UI manager. And well, guess what? We need to also fix the update coordinates. It needs to actually be in the opposite direction now. This is what I mean. There's a lot of stuff that actually changes just because Unity doesn't use the convention. And I don't know why it's like this. It bothers me. It really bothers me. And I will also probably have to update this because, yeah, my little pitch yaw thing in the corner, if you remember what it is, this pitch yaw thing, it's based on how Unity does its axes. Anyway, there's also, I'm not sure there's stuff in the save manager that I might need to do, such as when you decode a Where is it? Where I need to kind of get myself a little bit. I kind of okay. Where is it? Decode. Just give me a second here. Okay, when we decode a vertex, we get this. However, we also when we do this, we actually need to set it to the opposite. So it's actually going to be like this. Going to be like this. The x position is going to be like that, and hopefully, and well, everything else follows. We just need to change the x position. Now, yeah. Otherwise, things are going to appear on the opposite side of where they should be, and it's not going to be very good. Okay, so then after doing that, we I believe that means we also need to fix the graph editor for the new x position when we set the x position. So, under this, we'll say, hey, if it's not a valid position, we return. Okay, so there's actually nothing that says, oh, okay, that's interesting. Doesn't actually do anything. All right, so edit okay. All right, so yeah, this thing is so far so good. I believe it does do what it needs to. Though I have a feeling that there's a lot more to this than I can think. Like, especially since this does really this is a really this is something that's really okay. Which direction am I facing when I start off? So I'm facing towards the Z. So okay. So you know what? This thing always tended to confuse me, but the X, when we look down, wait a second. Okay, hold on a second. Wait. So if I was to look in this direction and move straight, this is the negative X. All right, so that tells me a lot now. Thank you. Now let me go back to the player UI and go to the extras, the coordinates, and the pitch. I know it's the yaw, I mean. And the circle, there are the Z, the x-axis. And let me go ahead and go to this, the x-axis, y-axis, the x-axis. And all we need to do is to actually flip this around. There we go. Hopefully that will get things right. Now, next is this guy. Next one is the pitch. The pitch is not correct. It's not facing in the direction that it's supposed to be. So what I need to do now is for the horizontal, the x axis arrow. I need to see how it is. Okay, let me go ahead and get into some perspective here, because I need to actually be able to see. Actually, I just think I need to flip this around, so -90. So yeah, it's actually pointing out towards the player. Now, I would have actually liked it if it would be able to show an X and such, but this is positive. Yep, it is. Okay, you know what, this pitch thing, honestly, I think it's just confusing me. I think I need to do a bit of some editing. So rather than doing it the way I have, what I'll have it do now instead. Right, okay. Forgot that this is a 3D thing. So I'll go like this, and what I'll do instead is I'll have it start rather than 180, I'll flip it around. So this is, I believe, negative 90. I'll just flip it around. So then this is going to be 180, I believe. Or what if I just make it 0? Oh, whatever. Anyway, and then the x-axis, we want to change on the x-axis arrow, or this is the dot. We want to change this guy to 90. And the x-axis arrow, you want to change it to also 90. Or not 90, we want to change it to 0. Okay, so what this now tells you is that what this now tells you is that if you're looking straight at the x-axis, you'll see the red dot. Now I'm going to go like this. So this is the red dot. So that means you're facing towards the x. You're looking along the x-axis. Now you have to refer to the yaw to actually be able to determine if it's the negative or the positive. So yeah, if I was to look straight at the, yeah, that looks right. It looks right. Huh. Yeah. But now let me go ahead and test the edit. So if I was to put this at +1, I can't really tell which way is actually the positive. So is this, oh yeah, it's the positive direction. All right, so yeah, hopefully now that will actually help me out a bit, quite a bit. So with that, I believe there's one last thing that I would need to do, and that is to create a model that I will spawn on the vertex for when you want to edit it. And well, this model will actually, all this model is going to do is that it's going to, in a sense, just tell you which direction is which. So probably what I should focus on it and then do this. So I'm going to go back onto the side that I'm originally going to face. And with this, what I want to do is that I'm probably, you know what, I'm going to make this an empty. Create an empty at 0, 0, 0. And this one is going to be the axis. Under this, we want to create a cube. Now, I'm going to make this thing a little bit small. Or yeah, just a lot smaller. Yeah, like 0.1 actually. 0.1 seems to be about the right size. And well, I'm also going to duplicate it 3 times, and this one is going to be the x-axis. One is going to be the y-axis. Then the bottom one is going to be the z-axis. All right. Now I would actually like to go to my materials and actually just create a material. So this one's going to be the x-axis material. And well, I'm going to make it completely red. So the x-axis, we actually want to scale it. We want to rotate it. No, not like that. Okay, let me refer to Unity and to how Unity does its weird system. So we have to rotate it. No, not like that. We have to rotate it. Oh my gosh. So hey, okay, you know what? Never mind. Let's go back to this. So let's go back to this. And if we were to extend it along the x, all right, yeah. However, yeah, that appears to be a bit of a problem. Let me go ahead and create another empty like so. This one will be the x-axis. This one is just going to be, put it back to cube. And this one will be attached to the x-axis. This x-axis, and this one is actually going to be positioned at halfway along the z. So now this guy, you have to find him. He's positioned now. This guy's scale. Let me go back. Let me reset this guy to 1, 1, and 1. Then this guy, the x-axis. Why is it so huge? Oh, right. Okay, then this guy is going to be 0.1 by 0.1, 0.1. All we need to do here is that we need to actually be in the right direction or whatnot. Yeah. So the cube, it's not going to be in this direction. It's actually probably going to be in the opposite. There we go. There we go. That actually makes a lot more sense than what I was trying to do earlier. Okay, let me duplicate this twice, and this one is going to obviously be the y-axis, and this one is going to be the z-axis. And wow. Now, turns out that these didn't exactly get the exact values that I wanted it to, but okay. 0.1, 0.1, and 0.1. There we go. Now we just need to figure out the angles of all this stuff. So the y-axis is going to be along the y, so wait, hold on a second. Oh, the cube. The cube is going to be along the y, and the z-axis is going to be along, not that one, but the z. Not you. I'm talking about your cube. Cube. There we go. No, I don't need to open the manual. Okay, then we'll do it along the z, and we just need to get rid of this. With that, let's go ahead and assign the x-axis, the cube, with the red. And well, what we want to do now is to not do it like this. And it's... Wait, no, I think it's supposed to be U. No. Yep, there we go, that's the one. Now, what we want to do is to just set this to 1. Set U to 1, no, set U to 1, and set U to 1. Now we have a set of axes. And let's go ahead and create another material for the y-axis. You know what? I probably would like to use the same exact colors that we have in our good old UI. So I'm going to go to our extras, our coordinates, our let's go to our semi-horizontal plane, and the x-axis arrow. I'm going to copy this color, and we're going to paste it right on. So there we go. Now for the z-axis, we'll go ahead and copy U. But our material, it's going to be our z-axis, not z, whatever I just spelled, z-axis, and we just want to paste that. And lastly, of course, for our y-axis, we want to copy U and paste it onto U. Now I'm hoping, or what I would like to see is that it doesn't look weird. I hope it doesn't look weird. So on the Y, we're going to put it on this cube here. Lastly, the Z is going to get this. There we go. And with that, we have our little friend here. Now, you're actually not going to be able to see this part here because, well, think about it, but because it's going to be inside of a sphere. But if I really wanted to, nah, let's not do it. But what I'm going to do now is to just bring out a vertex. Where is it? A vertex. Vertex, where are you? It should be in prefabs. Put a vertex in the graph space. And yeah, we definitely need to extend the axes. Because as you can see, it's kind of sticking out barely. And well, if we were to parent this to our vertex, or if we were to just set it to the same position as it is at the same exact position. You probably would need to make these a little bit longer, like by quite a bit. So not you, we're gonna change this. So this guy is gonna be 2 times, or 2 times looks a little too much. Let's try 0.5. 0.5 might be just right. 0.5, and lastly, but not least, of course, we're gonna change this to 0.5. And with that, hopefully now it becomes a little bit clearer, more clear if this, yeah. Yeah, and we just want to put this now onto our prefabs. And what we have to do now is actually, in a sense, we have to now make a special object of this guy. So special object. Wow, there's actually not that much here. Okay, it's interesting. So a public, we're gonna have a public game object, and this one is called the edit position axis. And this one is just this one is just a shows the positive axis for the 3 cardinal directions when editing thing. Okay, we'll do it like that. And well, when we have to do is when we do interact with a vertex, we actually need to, we can actually just do it like this. And okay, there's also another thing in the graph builder. When we stop editing, we're no longer editing a thing. Where is it? Remove edit object. In case it is a vertex, we want to destroy this object. Now, we kind of most likely are going to need reference to it, but so yeah, I'll just keep a public. I guess I have to keep it a public reference. So yeah, okay. So I'll go ahead and have a. I'll go ahead and add a public. This one will be public. I guess I'll do a game object. This one is going to be edit display axis. And yeah, so under vertex interaction, what we want to do is when we edit, we want to actually not just do this, we want to instantiate, and we also would like to do graph builder.script display axes is going to be equal to this. We want to instantiate special object.script edit position axis, and then we don't really need to actually do that. However, we can actually set it to transform.position, and we obviously not normalize. We want to also do quaternion.identity and the parent. As for the parent, I might as well just put it in graph space, but I guess I might. I guess I could. You know what? It might as well go there. I don't know where else to put it. So special object.script.graph parent. There we go. I might as well do it like that. And well, whenever we have that, we want to go to our graph builder, and what we have to do, and basically what we're going to do is if this display axis is not equal to null, we want to destroy display axis. Technically, I think it would be better if we just did it like right here, because technically, if they do exist, and otherwise it would just exist if we don't destroy it for some odd reason. but I don't know if I should just leave it there since it's only possible to instantiate them if you edit a vertex. But I'm going to put it there for now. I'll just put it like that. All right. And with that, let's go ahead and assign our prefab. Go to our main, is it the main camera? Where is that? Is it the game manager? Yep, it is. Okay, and here we want to put this here. With that, if we were to go to edit mode, and yeah, definitely appears to work. Huh. All right, so if I was to move this one along the Z, huh, all right. Oh, that's even cooler. It doesn't even move. It actually, I think I like that. I think I kind of like that it doesn't move with the, because it actually makes it clear which way you're pushing it. But I'm not sure, of course, that I would actually like to have it move with it. It probably is better if I have it move. So under an avoid update, if we're in edit mode and we want to check is, what we want to do is if okay, if editing object type is equal to edit object type dot vertex, we also have to do and not null. We want to do display axis is not equal to null. What we want to do is display axis dot transform dot position is going to be set equal to the edit object. No. The editing object dot transform dot position. Here we go. Now I know I said we would be getting into the solving part, but I want to get this done because this is actually, I'm not sure if it's a, so that way I can actually follow convention when I do this. So now if I was to go to the X, yeah, there we go. It works. Yeah, I believe I kind of just completely managed to make it a lot more clear about the directions, the cardinal directions and whatnot. So yeah, I think we can now move on to our finally our solving mode. So we're going to go here and create another CSharp script, and this one is going to be the graph solve, or the should it be path or the graph? The pathSolver. We'll do pathSolver because it's technically you can't really solve a graph. You just need because yeah, it's actually technically a path solver. Anyway, so with this, there is now going to be, we obviously need a path solver, a public static path solver script, and void awake. What we want to do is script is equal to this. And with that, we have our basis for anyone who would like to access the script, because I'm pretty sure there probably is. And of course, we're probably going to need a private graph builder. So this is going to be the gbuild, no, not graph builder, graph editor called gedit. And well, in our void start, all we need to do is very basic stuff. Gedit is going to be equal to graphEditor.script. Because most likely there are quite a bit of functions that or things that we're going to need to reference from graph editor. Now, this thing is actually going to be a bit of a challenge. This is actually where it's going to be a bit of, this is where the challenge is going to be. So here we're going to have a public path, public, we're going to have two vertices, a set of vertices. This is going to be equal to a new, no, it's actually going to be called the start and end. And this one, we're going to set equal this to a new vertex of two vertices. Now, we're going to have a very similar function that we have in our graph builder. We could probably close out some of these things here because we're probably not going to need, we're going to still need vertex interaction here. But in our graph builder, it's something, we have something very, very simple, similar. So we have here is a public set point, and well, all this it does, it takes in a vertex, called we're just going to call it Vertex Script, and if Vertex Script is equal to null, you obviously would like to return just to be sure. You can never be too sure. And of course, this is supposed to be a void, if I'm not mistaken. So first off, what we want to do is check if start and end 0 is equal to null, then what we want to do, start and end 0 is going to be equal to Vertex Script. Else, if start and end 1 is equal to null, start and end will be set to null. You know what? I really don't like this. I really don't like this name. I'm gonna change it to Vertex Points. Why is it Vertex Points? There we go. All right, so we do that, and we have to do it. I'm just messing up now. Vertex Script. Now, obviously, we're going to also need a private void reset. No, not like that. Private void remove points. And to remove the points, what you want to do, okay, so vertex points 0 is equal to null. We also want vertex point, no, not vertex points 1 is also equal to null. So right now, this is so far what we need, what we have. And well, this is the basis for setting up our function. So under a vertex interaction, if we interact with the vertex while we solve, I'm going to actually do it like this, remove all points. And here we'll have a public void, remove point. And well, what we want to do here is take in another vertex called the Vertex Script. If, of course, we have to first check if Vertex Script is equal to null, we would like to return. And then here, what we want to do now is when we have to check if, might as well do it like this, or no. I'm really not sure if I would want, okay, you know what, I'll just do it like this. So for each vertex called v point, in vertex points if vertex script is equal to v point, we would like to set v point equal to null. Right, okay, I guess we're gonna have to use a for. So for int I equal to 0, while I is less than 1, I plus plus, there we go. And well, what we want to do is if vertex, come on, vertex points I is equal to vertex script, vertex points I is going to be set to null, and we can just return. So yeah. I can never remember 0. Oh yeah, this is going to work, I'm pretty sure. I highly doubt it would go out of bounds. Anyway, that sounds like a bad omen. Anyway, but if anything, what we want to do is, when we interact with the vertex in solve mode, what we want to do is actually do pathSolver.script.set vertex point. So yeah, we'll do pathSolver.script.set vertex point. All we need to do is pass in this. Oh wait, this is vertex interaction. My bad. All we need to do is actually, since this is a lot easier, so all we need to do is get component vertex. And what we want to do now is to do notification.notify. And we have to say is interact with vertex again to cancel to remove All right, I guess I'll do it like that, and well, I'll do it for one and a half seconds. Now, I think that this is a bit of a problem. We have this, however, we need to know when we interact with it, it's kind of difficult. So I guess what we need to do is, rather than just doing it like this, what we actually need to do is, what we actually would like to do is actually we can actually just take this and put it here. And what this does is it runs a check, and if it's here, we'll remove the point. However, obviously, actually, what we can do is, if you interact with it, yeah, it will go ahead and do this, and if this is also equal to null, then it will do this. However, we can do remove point. let's just do it like this, so that way I don't get vertex. So that way I don't accidentally get some. And here, if it goes to this, then we can just return. And then same thing for this one. If it does this, we can just return. Otherwise, it will go all the way to the bottom and just remove the vertex. So yeah, that way it gives it a bit of a purpose. Because if I want, this actually, I'll do it like this instead. I'll do it like this instead. If it's equal to Vertex Script, then we'll set this to null. However, if it's not equal to, let's say you're trying to set a vertex, and yeah, and whatnot, it will just not do anything. Because it's actually rather important to know which is your start point and your end point. Okay, actually, I'll do it like this, then we'll have a second notification because it's actually rather important to know. Notification.notify set, set, let me do plus vertex script dot gameObject dot name was set to the starting point, because it's actually very important that you know which is your starting and end point. If it's the other way around, it can be very, very different. So it's actually important to know which is your start point and which is your end point. Now, I might actually want to have a UI that tells you that this is your start point and this is your end point. And I don't know, maybe it can be interactable or whatnot, whatever, I don't know. If anything, we're going to have this for 1 second. We also would like to do this again, but for the second one, however, this will be to the ending point. It will be set to the ending point. And, well, yeah. Okay, this is getting my brain a bit mixed up. What we want, I guess what we can do instead, I'm going to cancel, let me get rid of this. However, we want to do after that is, well, if none of those are null, so what we have to do is check actually, I have a rather interesting idea. I can have it just switch between the two. So it would be like, this is going to have like a private, we're going to have a private set point index. It's going to be this, and well, this is a private integer. We'll make sure to set point into set vertex. No, not set vertex. Set v point index is going to be this. Then what we can do is, rather than doing it like this, what we can do is that we can actually, I don't even think we need this. What we do is vertex points set v point index set equal to vertex script. Then what we want to do is if a lot of people explode if I don't do it like this, switch set v point index in case 0 break, case 1 break, and that's literally all it is. Then we can just, not that, we're going to paste this, and we do ending point like so. And then after that, what we want to do is we want to do it like, we want to then after this, let's use vertex points, but yeah, after we do this, what we want to do now is what is it? We want to do set v point index up by 1. However, if set v point index is greater than 1, we want to set v point index equal to 0 again. So it's just going to switch around with the two. However, however, well, I guess that means, I guess that should mean that, however, if, I probably should do it like this. Yeah, for int I is equal to 0 while I is less than 1, we want to increase I by 1. And well, if vertex points I is equal to vertex script, we want to set our vertex points I will be set equal to vertex, or it will be set to null, not like that. It will be set to null, and all we want to do is return. There we go. So I guess that pretty much literally handles that. So under the, I believe under mode manager or something, or was it UI manager? Let's go back to the UI manager just to be sure. I believe that there is a mode-based UI thing. I'm pretty sure that I'm pretty sure I had this. So mode-based UI update mode. Where is it? Close. So close all menu. Where is it? Is it in the mode manager? Not the settings. The mode manager. Update menu buttons. Close mode UI based. Close mode based UI. It is in the UI manager. So where is it? Close mode based UI. So over here, we don't just want to do this. We also kind of also would like to do under the pathSolver, we want to do pathSolver dot script dot move. I'm pretty sure there's actually some other things that we would like to do. Actually, I'm pretty sure there's some other things that we would like to do other than this. So we would probably gonna need some UI, and we're also gonna probably need like a button that tells us, hey, let's go ahead and actually solve for the shortest path. So public. Now here, the main star of this script is obviously going to be the algorithm. So public void path solve shortest path solver. So what this needs to do is check if, so this is our basis. So if vertex points for int I 0 while I is less than 1, want I to increase by 1. If if vertex points I is equal to null, we would like to return. And we would like to do a notification dot notify, and we have to say you must select 2 points to solve for the shortest path. The shortest path. Now this will be 1.5 seconds. Why not? Notification dot. Wait a minute. Oh! I put a period. That's why. So yeah, that's a very important thing that we do. And then after we do that, then this is where we're going to solve for the shortest path. And using I don't know how to say her name. Algorithm. Did I even spell the name correctly? Let me check. Dijk. Yeah, I spelled it right. I'm proud of myself. And yeah, this is where we're going to go ahead and do. This is the point where we actually use the algorithm and say, hey, we're going to solve for the shortest path. Now, I'm going to have. This is probably one of the major struggles I see myself coming across is, well, disconnected graphs. Because it is possible to have an impossible solution between two. It is possible for there not to be a path between two vertices within a graph. It is possible. As I've shown you before, because, like, for example, if you have a directional graph or a disconnected graph, it can be possible that there is no solution for the shortest path between those 2 points. And this is where my problem comes. I do not really know how to actually detect if there is no path between them, at least in terms of code, without accidentally causing Unity to crash. That's my problem. I mean, I had an idea before, but as of now, I do not know. But I think I might have a way for the disconnected graph. I'm not sure about for a directional case. Yeah. Anyway, I guess right now we're not really doing that right now. We're still kind of we're still in the basis of our functions. We still have a lot more to set up in a sense. So let's go ahead and make some UI because I'm pretty sure we're going to need some. After spending so much UI, making so much UI, I believe that this side actually needs its own bit. So over here, we're going to go to our canvas, our player UI, then under our mode-based UI panel, let me go ahead and check something. Okay, good. And what we want to do is to now get a new panel. This little panel, we all know the drill. It's going to be it's going to be on the darker side. It's going to be a bit transparent, and we want to actually make it another panel. But this one is obviously we're going to give it our panel thing. And we obviously, of course, are going to give it the outline. Then under this one will be our, this one is going to be our solve mode UI. Under this panel, this one is going to be the outline. Now, there's nothing much else to this UI. All the UI for this thing is going to show is that, hey, it's not really going to show us much. All it really does is that it's going to show that there is, in fact, okay, this is a little bit awkward. All right, I guess I'm going to have to put it in a very weird place, if you might you think that you might think it's a pretty weird place to put it. Oh, I don't want to put a camera. We want to then under this we're going to put a panel. This one we're going to have it stretch like so. It's a little difficult to handle this stuff. Now under this we want to give it a panel, or a good old panel. We do this, and why is it still on the background? I swear I gave it the panel. There we go. And in this is going to be the title. So this one is going to have some text, and this is going to be for this pathSolver. Obviously, we want to do is a Calibri, right? We want to set this to Calibri because, you know, reasons. Anyway, and we're going to want to bump up the font just a tiny bit, maybe like 18, yeah, 18 is fine. And with that, under this, we have to say, we're going to display the names of the vertices that we selected. So let me go ahead and do that. Whoops. Let's just duplicate this because after all, it's kind of just going to be the same thing. I'm going to put this All right, sorry about that. You had to do something really quickly. Wasn't gonna take too long anyway. Might as well take a little drink of water. Water is absolutely delicious. Anyway, drink water, kids. Wait a minute. This content is not targeted towards kids. So anyway, let's not. I don't know. FTC why? Anyway, and I have to be right back. All right, again, sorry about that. Let's now go ahead and we're going to do, this is going to be point 1. Obviously, we're going to have point 2. Now, the easiest part is this one is going to be, so we have to actually lower this just a tiny bit. Oh my gosh. Now this one is just going to say, no, it's not going to, it's going to be the name. So here, we actually would like to say something like point 1 is this, and we kind of want, we also would like to maybe expand it out a little bit more, just a tiny bit, not too much, because then it's gonna look a little off. So we're gonna do like 3, then we do 3, 3, and 3. Then of course 3, 3, 3, and 3, like so. And then here, what I want to do is to do that. Then again, we're going to do the same thing. This one's going to be point 2. And of course, we're going to have a button. I'm going to have the button do something rather interesting. Or should I make it uniform with all the other buttons so far? Yeah, you know what? I'll keep it the way. I'll save that for the title screen, because yes, I actually do want to make a title screen. Anyway, so we're just going to make a button, very simple button, and put this right at the bottom. So this one's going to actually, it's still going to be attached to like the top and whatnot, but we're going to just put the position like right there or something. Then to this, we don't want to give it the UI sprite. We want to actually take off that, and this we're going to, no, not a camera. We're going to put a panel. Under this panel, of course, set it to black. I also wanted to make it like this. And last but not least, a panel, like so. And then this one is going to be solve for shortest path. Solve for shortest path, like so. And it's not going to be in Arial, it's going to be in Calibri. Now, of course, because of this, I probably should increase the borders. I should do it like this. .4, I guess. Yeah, that looks about right. 1.4 on both sides. And with this, I believe we also would like to remove any navigation whatsoever because navigation is absolutely terrible. So short, now we're going to do is shortest path. Solve shortest path button, like so. And with that, we're going to go ahead and make this a lot smaller now. Come on, here we go. And under this, we want to put it up a bit, and well, now I would like to actually have, now I don't believe I've done this, but I believe it's really important that the start and ending points actually have a something, that they have something to tell you that, hey, this is the starting point and this is the ending point. So with that, what is it that I'm thinking about doing? I've been live streaming for how long? An hour and 12 minutes. I don't plan to live stream any more than 2 hours. Yeah, at least I hope I don't go over 2 hours because I have some stuff to do, and well, I would like to get some stuff done. Anyway, let's solve mode UI. What we're gonna do is, I'm not sure if it really needs to. That works. I guess I might as well just put it up a bit then. Come on, stop. Just a tiny bit, not, come on. Oh my, I hate this. Okay. Just a tiny, there we go. I think that'll work. That'll work for me. And of course, we're gonna probably want to then not do that. Solve mode UI. Let me go up just a tiny bit. Okay, we're having this thing again. You're just gonna make me do this. There we go. Solve for the shortest path. Simple as that. And with this, excuse me. Gosh. Okay. Okay, sorry, I was just looking at the pitch and yaw, like whether or not it was any good. But let's go back to our animation and then go to a UI. What we want to do is to go to our edit mode. So in here, I'm just going to make another folder. This one is going to be for solve mode. I don't believe that there's any other animation that I need. However, I guess I don't really need any animations other than this thing. At least not as far as I can think of. Yeah, I don't believe there's any others, so I might as well just get rid of. I just might as well do something like stuff. Anyway, for solve mode UI, what I want to do is, here's what I would like to do. So under our solve mode UI, under, what is it that I'm trying to think of? Under our solve mode UI, what I would like to do is create animation. That's what I was trying to do. The one thing that we know how to do so well. So this one is going to be solve. Oh, we're just going to do it like that. Solve open. This is not really anything. So to actually do this one is going to be a bit of a challenge, I guess. What we're gonna do is make it like that, the anchored position. And after about maybe a third of a second, we're gonna set this to positive. There you go. That's exactly what we needed to do. Do I want to set it to a 0.5 of a second? Let's go ahead and do that. Oh, hold on a second. I would like to probably check to make sure. All right, I guess that's, yeah, I think it's fine. Anyway, so let's go back to our solve open. Then we have our solve state open. Of course, you can always never forget that, the solve state open. All we need to do is to go back to our hierarchy and click the solve mode UI, then play, and we just need to set this to positive. And of course, we're going to have solve close. And to do that, we go play, get this thing, set it to positive. Go back to our animation. After this much time, we're going to set it back to negative. Perfect. And okay, please tell me I actually solve close. It's a bit slower than most, but it's okay. I think it's fine. Anyway, so with that, we're going to go back to our, what we're going to do now is to do our good old solve stay closed. There we go. All you need to do, there we go, and it should stay. There we go. Yay, we got it done. Now just know how to go to our animator, solve stay closed, set as the default, as we have done so many times before. Like, seriously, you should already probably know how to do this but on your own by this point. Stay open. And of course, set it's no exit time. There's supposed to be no fixed duration and zero transition, and we have to set this to false. Now, with that, animation is rather complete. Now we have to just add this to our UI manager, over here. Let me go ahead and actually, hold on a second. For our build, for our Mr. Build, where is it? Builder, graph builder. Does it handle its animation? Yep, it does. Okay. So with that, under our pathSolver, I guess I might as well do it here. You know what? I think it's just one. I think I can just add it here. No, we're not going to add it here. We're going to add it back. We're going to put it in the pathSolver. Put it in the pathSolver. That's it. We're putting it in the pathSolver. So here we're going to do a public animator, and this one is going to be solve mode, the solve mode panel. That's all it's going to be, solve mode panel. When we set that, basically, under the mode manager, if we go to this, we also would like to do under our pathSolver, I guess we might as well have its own version of a start public void. This one is going to be solve mode. It's going to be solve mode set up. So under this, we want to do is set v point index equal to 0, and we also want to remove all points. To remove all the points. And lastly, of course, when we set up, we want to do a UI manager dot play UI animation, and here we'll take in our solve mode panel animator. do anim because it's too long. Slow mode panel anim. And we're gonna set this to true. And lastly, we want to do is open animation name is going to be solve open. Now under that, we also want to have our public void solve mode close. Under this, we have technically we just kind of want to do. All we want to do is do almost exactly the heck. Where did it go? What? Okay, that was weird. We kind of just want to duplicate. We just want to duplicate. So Shift Control D, and well, we want to copy it, paste it, and under here UI Manager dot play UI animation, and here we'll do solve mode panel anim. Set this to false, and we technically don't need any, but I might as well put it anyway. So right now, this is as far as I can see right now. But there are probably going to be other things such as this reverting colors, such and such, for colors of vertices and edges, because that's how I'm going to indicate the path. I want to have it such that you have a path and it goes between the two. Anyway, with that, there's another one that I would like to. There was another one that I'd like to do, but that kind of just serves as the basis for now. So update. So for a close mode based UI, what we need to do is do pathSolver.script.close solve mode close, like that. Under our mode manager, when we go into set mode based UI, we want to do pathSolver script solve mode setup. pathSolver. Okay. Now all right, sorry, needed a little bit of water. Needed a little bit of water. Needed some water. Sorry about that. Anyway, so what we now need to do is, well, we need to actually update the anime. We actually need to update the text. So over here, we actually are going to be needing to be using Unity engine dot not test tools dot UI. There we go. Using Unity engine dot UI, and here we need a public reference to the text. Oh! I just realized I can do something under a void update. So a void update rather than okay, so actually I can actually have just a little private void function, and this one will say selected points. It's going to actually be a Boolean, and all we need to do is, because we kind of seem to do this function a lot, and what we need to do, all we're going to do is do a for int I is equal to 0, while I, not object, while I is less than 1, and I plus plus if vertex points I is equal to null, then we want to return a false. And then if we do that, we're gonna return a true if we manage to go through this. So what we can do now is we can actually do if selected points is equal to not null, it's equal to no false, we can run this code rather than doing this thing. There we go. I'm pretty sure I've seen it. There it is. So, but I believe that this one actually needs it to be like this. So I'm just gonna have it like this. So under this, what we want to do is if selected points is equal to false, then we want to go access, well, not only do we just want this public, we want to also have the text, not public text array. This one is going to be the v-point text. V-point text, and then lastly we need a public button. This one is going to be the called start, going to be the solve path button. So if this is the case, then solve path button interactable will be set to false. Actually, what we can do is solve path button interactable is set equal to select points equal to selected points. So yeah, that's actually the easiest way to do it. And yeah, there's quite a lot of things that we needs it to be handled. And well, okay, I'm just kind of realizing something. Wow, this is actually a bit more difficult than I thought, especially if I have to. Okay, this is simple for this. The algorithm I'm going to be using is going to be rather simple when I think about it in terms of when it's a small graph. However, when you can try to consider, like, for example, a much more complex graph, what I mean by a complex graph, imagine, let's take my good old buddy, the tesseract. Let's go ahead, wait a second. Right, okay, we need to actually set up everything. Oh, right, because we actually haven't even given the, under a graph space, we actually, holy crap, this graph builder script is so long. Holy, wow. That's really a long, well, there's a lot of public stuff. Anyway, it doesn't really matter to me, but we're not even saving. Under our pathSolver, we're going to put it here. We have our animator, we have our v-point text. So, oh yeah, that's also another rather important thing. Under this, under setting vertex, we also need to do, okay, this is also needs to be equal to a new text of index 2. Under this, what we now need to do is v-point text and set v-point index dot text is equal to, actually no, this is going to be a case. This actually has to be a case. So this doesn't make, yeah, it doesn't make this thing entirely useless. So vPointText 0.text is equal to, is going to be 0.1 plus, it's be plus, not that, but it's going to say Vertex Script dot GameObject.name. We're going to have to do the same exact thing. We're going to duplicate it, copy it, and paste it right there. And this one's just going to say 0.2, and there we go. Lastly, what we need to do is when we remove all the points, we need to actually update our good old buddy. So actually, rather than doing what we have here, we're going to have to do for int, not that, for int I is equal to 0, while I is less than 1, I plus plus. What we do is vertex points I is set equal to null, not compared with null. And then what we need to do is vPoint text I is also set equal to null. Not set equal to null. vPoint text I dot text is set equal to 0.1 point. We do it like this. I plus 1 dot to string. Do it like that. Actually, we'll just leave it like this. Then after that, it's space, get a single space, and there we go. We'll do it like that. I think that, wow, that actually kind of did handle. Yeah, that did. That actually does work. You don't have to do it like this. But then the switch case, I'm just going to keep it like that. So now under this, go back to Unity and set up everything. So we have our animator, which is obviously, let me just get rid of this because it's just stuff that I need to set up on my own. So the solve mode UI is going to take the animator. There we go, there's going to be a text and text. And lastly, the button. There we go. All of it works out. Go ahead and make sure that now nothing is going to explode. Now solve for the shortest path. Oh my gosh, I swear. Okay, there you go. Okay, this is a bit of a problem. Okay, that makes a bit of a problem. Apparently not interacting with the vertex doesn't actually do anything. Huh. That's strange. Let me go to our cam interaction. Okay, so current mode is equal to edit and graph builder and all that stuff. Okay, so only if that, so if we do case, and in solve mode, if controls.interacted is equal to true, and well, I don't actually have any reason to. If this is too true, then all we need to do is all we just really need to do is camera ray. We don't actually need to check for anything. We just do camera ray. camera, right? That's all we need to do. Don't need to think about anything. It's very simple. Nothing specific. Let me go to solve mode. And of course, I forgot to do something in the pathSolver. If we were to remove the point, we also need to set it to this. When I add color to it, it's actually going to make a lot more. It's going to be a lot easier to tell if it's. There we go. Okay, now that's a bit of a problem. Actually, no, that's actually not a problem. Okay, I have a feeling that this set v-point index is actually not going to work. It definitely doesn't seem to work. If anything, it's kind of just making things more complicated. So how can I actually do this? Let me go ahead and reset everything here. Let's just completely reset it. And actually, under the vertex interaction, this should not actually be something. You can actually solve for the shortest path between it's a vertex and its own and itself. Like the shortest path between a vertex, and you select that same vertex again for the second point, is going to be 0. That's it. The shortest path is going to be 0 because you don't need to go anywhere. That's exactly the point. So get it, point anyway. That's exactly the point. So I think I need to actually redo how I did the script. So under this, we're going to go back to our old method. If vertex point, not I, actually, I think this bottom part is fine. I think it should be alternating between the two. So what I'm going to do here is, all I need to do is do vertex points, then set, what is it? Set v-point index is going to be set equal to vertex script. That's all we need to do. Then, of course, we have to do the v-point text v-point text set v-point index dot text. It's going to be equal to point. We have to do a space set v-point index +1. I also need to put that like that, plus a semicolon with a name, and plus vertex script. Now, I guess we can go ahead and delete all of this, actually delete all of that, wow. Now, to remove, next is that I have to do a button. Next, what I would like to do is actually make a button, some sort of button instead. Because let's face it, you need a way to get rid of these points if you really wanted to. You need a way to do that. And I'm probably going to actually have to change how I did it and just make this a bunch of buttons. I'm not kidding, it's actually just going to need a bunch of buttons. Now under Okay, I'm sorry, I'm thinking. There could be a clear, but then you might actually just want to remove one and not the other. With that, I'm just gonna do it like this. We're gonna have a public void remove the vertex point. So this is actually going to be, this one's not going to be, it's going to be an integer. So this one's going to be the point, it's just going to be point num. And well, first off, we want to check, actually we don't need to check anything. All we need to do is do vertex points point num. It's going to be set equal to, you know what, do it like this. Point num case 0 break case 1, so that way we can't accidentally have any incidences where we try to access another index that isn't these two. So if it's not these two, I'm kind of curious, does the mod function exist? mathf.mod modulo? No, it doesn't exist. Okay, that's rather interesting. Anyway, so ASDF, 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 ASDF. I'm trying to think. So case of this, all we need to do is vertex points 0 dot no, set equal to null. There we go. Then under v point text 0 dot text, it's also set to null. Not set to null. The text is going to be set equal to 0.1 like this. Just need to copy paste this, copy paste it exactly, except like this. And there you go. This is going to be a public function. It's going to be available for. And under this, I'm going to actually, I think I want to convert this to a button, believe it or not. So I'm going to actually I'm just going to, might as well just make a button. Buttons, okay. So I'm going to actually get rid of how I did this old thing, but rather I'm going to actually well, I'm probably going to have to edit this. So this one's going to be a public button array, and this one's going to be the solve mode buttons. So this one's going to be solve mode buttons. It's going to be this is going to be number 2. And we're going to have to actually do solve mode buttons dot, not dot name, dot, what is it? Where is it? Is there no text? Really? Okay, fine. All right, fine, you won. Okay, you won. I'm gonna keep it like this. Keep it exactly as it was. But instead, this is going to be 0.1, maybe 0.2. Now, you might be wondering, what the heck is the button for? Well, if we do this, and we go to our graph space, under our pathSolver, we should have the remove vertex point. And this is exactly what we want to do. I'm going to delete one of them so that way I can actually position stuff. There we go. And under this text, we're going to say point 1 like this. And if you click it to remove it, that means I might as well make it a highlight color, a bit reddish. And when I do the press color, it's going to be dark red. And with that, we're also going to do the same thing, but then we're going to do now with point 2. Then we also want to set this to 1. Okay. Now, next thing we need to do is to fix the text. 2. We also would like to put the text to the right. So, like that. Now, obviously, that looks absolutely terrible, but we need to actually just do a bit of moving. So we're going to make this 3, 3, not like that. 3 and 3, like so. So again, same thing, 3, 3, 3, and 3. So now under the point 2, we're going to lower this down a bit. Here we go. And solve for the shortest path. Move this up. And wow, the solve mode UI is actually getting smaller. Okay, I really think I should make these a bit larger because it should be the same size. Let's try 45. I don't care. If they're the same height, whatever. Nobody knows. Nobody will know. Nobody, not anyone will know. No one will know. With that, why am I just getting a sudden lag spike? Okay. Save. And with that, we now need to reassign some variables, such as this one. So this one's the text. It's going to be this one, and this one's going to be that text. There you go. Hopefully now it's going to still work. Now if we select, why is it? Right, okay, that's exactly something I completely forgot about. So when we set a vertex point, we don't want to just say vertex.script. We want to say vertex.script.gameObject.name. If we do that, go to solve mode, set the point 1 and point 2. Here we go. And we could pretend to solve for the shortest path. Why is point 2? Okay. Move all points. Okay. What is going on? Do I need to make this 2 while it's less than 2? Because I don't believe that's how you do it. I guess it has to be less than 2. Okay. Actually, why don't I make this easier for myself and say vertex points dot length. There you go. Much easier to comprehend. And that's why this one was not working. Anyway, so with that, I think that solved that problem. I'm coming up on the 2-hour mark. And like I said, I don't want to actually live stream for more than 2 hours. So I can select A, select A again. I'm actually I think I need to actually lessen the interaction wait times, because I think they're just getting annoying if I'm honest with myself, which is probably gonna make a lot of people will probably appreciate that. So on this, without wait interact, we're gonna have it wait only 1 second, because 1 second, I think 1 second is fine. 2 seconds is a bit much, so let's try that. So you can't just spam. As you can definitely see, you're just kind of just get to spam a bunch of. This is one of my main issues with my notification system. It kind of just spams messages, and there probably needs to be a way to just clear out all the notifications. So as you can definitely see, yeah, there needs to be a way to definitely handle that. So I really need a button for that, but I don't know where to put it. That's the thing, I don't know where to put that button. Because then the button's gonna have to hang out in front of the screen all the time. Which is maybe why you might want to disable notifications, but I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have the notifications that you can't interact with this thing, because if I'm honest, yeah, it's just gonna get too spam. It's gonna get too much. Then under under the edge interact, we can actually just want to return. And under U, we just want to return because we don't want to actually spam the notifications 50,000 times. Okay, this is exactly, I forgot to save. All right. Anyway, so now you won't just be spammed with notifications that you can't interact with this guy. All right. Although it still does. Still, there is a bit of a problem. There still is a bit of a problem, but hopefully now you're just not going to cause it. There we go. Yeah, it does work pretty much. But if we go to solve mode, and let's say we chose A1 and then between A, shortest path is going to be the 2. So if I want to clear it, I'm going to click that and click that, and that's a problem. All right, so pathSolver. Whoops, my bad. It's supposed to be 2. There we go. All right, just a little something to do. I'm not sure if I should test out a build, but all right, so I can select it between the two. I can right click and go ahead and we can get rid of one. There we go. Okay, you know what? I'm not sure if this is going to be if this actually is taxing on the computer, but what I could do is whenever we set vertex point, what we can do is at the end, after all this, we can do this. However, when we remove vertex points, we're going to do that. And well, we actually can. What am I doing? This actually can be simplified. What am I doing? I can simplify this by using another function called remove vertex point. What we need to do is pass in 0. Technically it's actually a lot more shorter to do it like this than to use like a for loop. So that's all we need to do. We just need to do this. And we can just get rid of this. Simple. And then, yeah, we just need to update the vertex, the interactable thing. Okay. Oh, selected points. I guess this should go up here because I want this shortest path solver to be at the bottom. I want it to actually be here. Now, when we set a point, now I think there's another one. There's one of the very last things I would like to do is to actually make a material for the edges. And so I'm going to make a material, not that. I'm going to make a material. What the heck did I just make? I'm going to make a material. In here, what we want to do now is to call this the vertex. Then we have another material. I make another material for the edge. Now, of course, we just want to make these all super smooth. And well, under you want to give this the vertex. Then we go back to our scenes, go to our prefabs, and go to our edge, go to our model. Yep, it is. And we want to go back to our materials and give this the edge. Now let me go ahead and check how it all looks like, because it might not look right, but if anything, yeah, it just looks the same. Okay, that's good. That's all I wanted. I was hoping it wouldn't change anything. So with that, you can see, yeah, it definitely works. And we can say, hey, I want to solve for the shortest path between A2 and A. And even though it actually doesn't do anything yet, yeah, it just does that. I might as well actually make a debug, just a this is just a secondary check, because trust me, if this is not here, there could be some problems, and if I manage to somehow make this a problem, yeah. So what am I gonna do? What I can do now is, rather than, I would like to actually let me go ahead and check the color of the thing. So let me go ahead and go to solve mode. Right now, solve for shortest path. I kind of like that color, so I'm going to go to our solve for shortest path button. I'm going to make the disabled color some more dark, a lot more dark. Now, then for our normal color, just a tad bit gray. When we highlight it, I'm going to take it to that, and when I press it, I'm going to make it completely white. Actually, no, I think it should be the other way around. The dark one should go a bit dark, just a bit. Then the highlight color should be the white. So let's go ahead and see what it looks like. So for the shortest path, whoops. And let's go ahead and select 2 points. Oh my gosh. And well, we could say solve for the shortest path. We can get remove. This is what I mean. This is exactly what I mean. When we remove a vertex point, we We also kind of probably need to do this. Remove a vertex point. There we go. See, this is what I mean. Need to make sure. All right, then if I was to remove, yep, goes away. There we go, perfect. Does exactly what we needed to do. Now, to go ahead and things off, to finish things off for this live stream, what I want to do is when we set a vertex point, I actually want to get access to that material, the material of that object. So, excuse me. So what I want to do is to do vertex script. I believe it's the get component renderer dot material, and we can set this equal to color dot. We're going to set this to yellow. Material color. Then when we remove a vertex point, well, we want to do again. We kind of want to do before we set it to null. Obviously, before we set it to null, we want to do vertex points 0 dot get component material, get component material, then dot color, not material. We don't want to get we got to get the renderer, not the material, dot material dot color set equal to color dot white. There we go. I have to just copy paste it for the other one now. Copy paste it like so. And we just need to fix it so that it's now not going to be, it's going to be for the other one. So with that, let's go ahead and test it. I'm not sure if I want to make it like some other color, but I just want to test yellow for now. Oops. Why am I not switching modes? Object reference not set to an object. Material renderer. It's not the renderer? Wait, I swear it was the renderer. Change, let's do Unity, change color of material on object in script. There we go. But you need to get component, you need to get renderer dot, yeah, you need the renderer. Okay, I guess I might as well do dot game object dot get component renderer. I guess that's how we're gonna have to do it. Dot game objects like that, because I guess yeah, that makes sense. Dot game, because technically it's the the renderer is not attached to the script. It's rather just attached to something else. But because I believe I might need to actually get to have access to this, what I'm going to do is make some sort of public function right here. So a public void set color set color, and all we need to do is take in a color called the new color. Well, I'm going to call it the set new color. And well, we have to do is a game object. There we got get component render, not render buffer, renderer dot material dot color is set equal to set new color. And under this, we're going to go to back to our where's the pathSolver. And well, rather than doing this, what I'm going to do is do vertex.script.set color. We just need to engulf this like so, color yellow. And of course, do the same exact thing. Get this dot set color. And again, set color. There you go. Because after all, it actually probably would make sense if to do that. Let's go ahead and test this out. If it's still a null, yep, it probably is. All right, we need to be smart. So first off, we probably should need to be that was probably not the problem. What I probably needed to do is check if vertex points 0 is not equal to null, then we'll do this. Then again, we'll do if vertex points 1 is not equal to null, then we'll go ahead and do this like so. Then we'll set it to null. Anyway, so now let's go ahead and test it again. Hopefully now. And it's set to yellow. And well, let's say we now wanted to get rid of it. And let me go ahead and build some more vertices just to make sure that I don't that when I'm doing this, I'm not actually, changing the color of everything. So let's say I want to go to solve mode and I want to go to here to here. Okay, perfect. It does exactly what I needed to. And well, whoops. And yeah, everything goes back to normal. However, I kind of don't want it to do it like that. I don't want to just set it. I kind of would like it if it just fade color. Oh, it's color.lerp. Okay. So this one is going to be, this one's going to actually be color.lerp. And we'll kind of need to get a reference to the color. So this one's going to, okay, this is going to be a little awkward. Okay. Technically, what this now is going to do is going to get a reference to itself and the set new color. Actually, no, that's not actually how it's supposed to be done. Here, we'll make this a private let's do private material. So under this, what we want to do under our start, this is going to be vmat. This vmat is going to be equal to get component renderer material. Then what we can do now is material, or what we can do what we also need to do is have a private color called target color. When we do set color, what we want to do now is do target color is set equal to set new color. However, under void update, what we now need to do is if target color does not equal to vmat.color, only if that's the case, then well, we want to do vmat color is set equal to color.lerp, and we pass in the vmat.color. Then we go to target color, and of course I'll do it in like 0.5 a second. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to change that. With that, let's go ahead and test it out. And of course, I completely forgot the target color, the vmat. Okay, target color by default needs to be set to color.white. So let's say I want to, if I select this, it's still just instantaneously just going. Let me give it like, give it this 10 seconds or something. Color.lerp. Time.delta, oh right, time.delta time.times. I'm not sure, I'm just going to put, let's just put time.delta time for there. Okay, that's a little way too slow if you ask me. So we're going to actually multiply this by maybe 5. Let's try 5 first. Because, yeah, it's a little too slow for me. And if we were to I can actually now go ahead and I can actually do some other things like, rather than, that's actually a pretty interesting concept. Rather than doing this whole entire thing where I have to now, or I can, where I have to make this, I already made the system for it though. I could instead replace the highlight thing with this color thing. I could do it if I wanted to, but I kind of already set up everything and I'm too lazy to change it now. But I'm not sure if, again, I'm not sure if I want the color to be yellow. Maybe I shouldn't, but that'll be something that I'll have to figure out on my own. Or let's go ahead and what's the other colors? There's red, there's yellow, there's green, there's cayenne. I want to see what that looks like. Just because because we already have the highlight color as yellow, so it's kind of a little bit much. Oh, that looks nice. And that's a bit of a problem. Yeah, there's a bit of a problem. Okay, now that's a bit of a problem now. Rather than doing this, what we have to do is we also need to do a bit of some check because we can't just set it to this. We need to when we remove a vertex point, we also need to do this kind of check. If vertex point 0 and does not equal to vertex, okay, we might as well just do it like in an and we have to do and vertex points 0 does not equal to vertex points 1, we could do that. We just need to copy this guy and put it here. Hopefully now it will be hopefully now we can set this twice, and then if we were to remove it once, remove it, there we go, and perfect. I kind of would like to, I think that this the edge script also might need this update thing. So we're gonna have a private material called emat, and well, under our start, we want to also have a private color called the target color. We should probably also make sure that this is, this is below the stuff. So under this, emat is going to be set equal to get component under and I realize there's a bit of some problems because it's now we have to get the child. We have to specifically get the child. So this is oh gosh, this is awkward. Oh, wait a second. Properties panel. We can rather just do line.gameObject or line.get component renderer dot material. There we go. And of course we want to set target color equal to color dot white. Simple as that. Then the last thing is that, of course, we were going to say if the exact same as what we had in our if target color does not equal to emat dot color, you want to do a emat dot color. It's going to be set equal to color dot lerp emat dot color. Then we pass in our target color. Then we pass in our time dot delta time multiplied by 5f, because that's how fast I want it to be. And then of course the last thing I'm going to do is have a public void set color. Under this, it's going to take in a color, the set new color. Oops, did not want to do that. Okay. I'm streaming for almost 2 hours and 20 minutes, but I'm pretty sure this is the last thing I want to do. So target color is set equal to set new color, like so. And with that, I'm pretty sure this lays down the foundation for this stuff. Now, I kind of would like to, okay, there's something I'd like to do. In the highlight, there's a bit of a issue. There's a bit of some issue. If this object is an edge, we don't actually want to highlight it. So what we have to do here is if not UI manager, we're going to do is if mode or mode manager dot script dot current mode, current mode is equal to mode dot solve. We want to return, because we can't actually interact with the edges in solve mode. At least I don't see a reason to. Yeah. So under our shortest path solver, let's say we were to build a graph like so. And if we were to go to edit, we're missing a. All right, fine. Dot game object. There we go. Oh yeah, we also technically need to get the arrow tip. So we also need to do is we actually need two. Actually, are going to need two of them. Emat 0 is going to be equal to a new emat material, of 2. Then what we have to do now is emat 1 equal to arrow tip dot game object dot get component in its renderer dot material. If emat color doesn't match that, okay, right, I'm smart. That's not how it's supposed to be done. It's supposed to be like this. Emat color 0. Okay, this is a bit of an awkward. This is a bit awkward. So okay, it's going to be a private void just for this. It's going to be the change color. It's going to be change color. All this does is it takes in this one doesn't even take a color. All it does is it does this. Actually, no, it doesn't need to do that. What we can do is all we need to do is we don't even need to pass in that. Actually, might as well take a color called the change to color. And what we want to do is say set the emat 0 is equal to change to color, and of course emat 1 is equal to change to color. And of course we can't forget dot color, my bad, dot color. There we go. Now all we need to do, take this guy and change color. We pass in our good old buddy like so. Just need to also remember that there's another thing like that. Hopefully now this will work. And we only need reference to one of them since they're going to have the same exact color. So yeah. So with that, wasn't there something I needed to check? Right. Okay. So let me go ahead and check this out again. Go build an edge. And we're missing a component. What? Okay, hold on. Line. Oh no, it's not the line, it's the mod. I do not like this name properties panel. I really don't. There we go. Hopefully now, I really don't like this properties panel. Why did I call it properties panel? It should have been just the line. It should have been the model or something. Just model. I could change it now, but I would have to change a lot of stuff. Let me go ahead and fix this. And it's still missing a freaking component. All right, now come on. I'm getting a little annoyed right now because I really kind of just want to end things off. The arrow tip is the child of the So the arrow tip is actually not related at all to okay, so it's not the arrow tip. Child, you only have one. You only have one child, so I really don't like the properties panel. It bothers me. Okay, because this is gonna bother me in the future. So I'm gonna do line.getChild 0. Oh my god. Okay, shut up, Globe. I don't need to hear anything. All right, line get child. This is what happens when this is the line. The line refers to this and refers to that. Tip. Okay, there we go. Hopefully now this is a get exactly what I wait. Did I save? Yeah, I did. Okay, let's test it out. And with that, have we done it? Okay, yeah, good. It doesn't interact. And change the colors. Yay, color change. And with that, would I like to end it off? I'm really annoyed with this. I'm going to change it. Wait, before we do that, I'm going to change this to model, line model, line model. Now, I know there are going to be a ton of problems with this. Really? None. There's not going to be any problems. So I guess by doing that, I ended up changing every single one of these. So rather than doing this, this is going to be line model. Huh. Doesn't seem to be any problem. Hopefully now we didn't just jinx it. And unassigned reference. Wait, it's not assigned. Oh, maybe because I changed the name. So let me go back here, and the line model is honestly just going to be the model. There we go. Yay, we fixed it. We did it. It still added stuff. Yay, you can make it directional. We can still make it directional and so on, and you can spam this button as much as I want. And I could just call this whatever I want. All right, with that, I don't believe I have anything else I actually want to do in this stream because, like I said, I have some other things in life to do. Yeah. There is one thing I actually kind of would like to do right now. But if I'm honest, I really don't want to do it. But I don't know. I really, 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 really like it. I really would want to do it right now, but I guess I won't. I guess I won't do it now. Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to do it right now. Yeah, so got quite a bit of things done today. Got the basis. We have the basis for our pathSolver script. It does have quite a. We still have quite a long way to go, such as actually, programming. However you say this algorithm. So, um, yeah, there's quite a bit. There's still quite a bit of things left to do, but at the same time, it actually really does feel like we're coming up on the end of things. So, with that, I would have to say we're probably, yeah, I'm a little sad that I'm almost done with this. And I have to say, this is actually probably my best program to date. I mean, I only have one. Well, I technically haven't even released it yet. So this is technically the best. I believe this is actually the best program I have ever made in my all my time of making stuff and all my time of coding. No joke. I love this is actually probably my favorite thing that I've coded so far. And which is why I actually was very enthusiastic about like live streaming this and creating it. I loved making this. And well, yeah, we're starting to get up on the end, but I still, of course, I'm probably still going to have quite a bit of struggles trying to figure out how to do this part because this is actually probably going to be a lot. This is a lot harder than I actually thought it was going to be when I originally intended. So yeah, that's really about it for now. So thanks for watching and hope you enjoyed.